Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. So we made it another day. And today's card is beautiful. Oh my goodness. She guards the waters of life. Is that not beautiful? Look at those colors. So much green and yellow and blue, and reminds me of ley lines and rivers. I just love this card. Isn't this beautiful? Ley lines and energy gridding has really been on my mind today, and I had a really hard time getting focused on the card. So I had to kind of come at it sideways. I actually spent about 30 minutes with this card, just kind of like, she guards the waters of life. So it's not just about water, it's she's guarding water. And what does that mean? So I'll read you what I wrote. I think the biggest message of this card is that as women, we are in a time our mothers and grandmothers fought for. We have taken advantage of freedoms and time to work on the self and neglected the need to come together as community to nourish each other, support each other with grace, compassion, and connect in and with the waters of life. We hold on to negative people, negative behaviors. We hold on to toxic waters, hoping we can heal them, without nurturing and supporting the need for others to heal themselves. We as women have the power to support others' growth, but no one, not one of us, can do it for them. Teach people the power of water, the healing properties of charging water and self-healing. As we move into the energies of the full moon, so many women become more attuned, even when they're not aware of it. We get irritable, we're more sensitive, we need more time to sit with Mother Earth, to slow down the pace and allow the Divine Mother to bring us the nourishment of soul and body. Give yourself the space you need for renewal and allow the overload of mind and nervous system and all the other stuff to discharge into the earth. If you have lost the zest for passion, become overwhelmed, confused, scattered with too many ideas or worries, or have too many mind directions, you are in need of spiritual cleansing with her blessing of water, with her blessing of water, what water brings to you. Wow, that sentence is all confused. If you have lost the zest for your passion, become overwhelmed and confused, scattered, or too many ideas or worries, or you have too many mind directions, you are in need of spiritual cleansing and with her blessing of water and what it brings to you. The waters of your own consciousness need safeguarding. Each and every woman is important for her ability to hold sacred water space. I'm going to read that again. The waters of your own consciousness need safeguarding. Each and every woman is important in her ability to hold sacred water space. Each and every woman is vulnerable to exploitation and impure materialistic and toxic energy that separates us from the truth. The purity of your truth and your connection to the divine woman is subtle and immensely powerful and can affect change in ripples through the field and into the world. That purity of truth comes from deep connection and nourishment from the waters of life, from the potency of connection needed to make and protect the waters of life. So that's what I got out of that. I think where I'm going with that is very much about community. We have to community support each other. Women have to support each other without jealousy and this toxic stuff. We are the waters, and we hold the waters of life, and we are the caretakers and the guardians of that. And it's really, really important that... What, Astra? She's like blurping over there, and I don't know what she wants. we have to be conscientious about the water we take into our body. When you drink something, charge your water. Really imbue and thank and connect with that water. Women have that power to give that gift to the world, to all creatures. I charge my cat's water. I charge my water. I charge the water when I stir my beautiful companion's tea or coffee. I mean, the other day he had poured, put hot chocolate in a cup, and he was boiling some water to heat up, and I went, So I went over there and I poured the hot water in there, and I held the cup and I stirred it, and I gave him a little prayer, and I could feel his energy settle and calm so that he was able to go to sleep. Charging water matters. Charge your food. Safeguard what you put in your body and bring your vibration up. And women have the ability to teach that and nurture that and give that to our children. One of the things that I did with my kiddos when I had them is we always did prayer over food, and we always did little ceremonies that I taught my children how to do. Whether they maintain them, doesn't matter. When they were little, they got as much that I could pour into their consciousness of it being okay to be in this human body, and it's okay to be in this world, and that their energy mattered and holding their space mattered. And I had boys, and I hope that I didn't do any of that toxic male stuff. I hope not, but I did what I could in the moment to give them what I could. And when I had the opportunity to help my partner with his children, I've tried really hard to give them that women's energy of that nurturing and that sacred water. I taught them both about charged water. I think that women need to come together as a community to lift each other up and support each other. I've totally been in that place where I work really, really hard and I deplete myself. And there was a time where I was doing a lot of energy healing stuff. And there was a time where I was doing a lot of it in a short amount of space of time. And I didn't feel supported by other women to say no when I'm near my period. Like, I should have not have been doing any kind of healing when I was on my period. And then I did finally figure it out, and I stopped doing that, right? Because I needed to nurture myself. That time when you're on your period, you're vulnerable. And we hold life in our bodies. We have the potential to hold life. And we have to hold our sacred water and our physical flesh sac, right? We have to hold that sacred, and we have to treat that with sacredness. And we have to hold each other up and nurture each other as women and support each other as women in our sacred power, because we hold the waters of life, and we are the guardians of that life. That water, not the life. We are guardians of that water. And it's okay to let go of other women who aren't there yet. It's okay to recognize women who can't get out of that negative, toxic loop. And it's okay to say, you've got to work on yourself, sweetheart. And it's okay. It's okay to do that. And love them and give them grace and give them compassion and give them space to grow, so that if they need to come back and say, okay, I'm ready, you can hold that space for them and it be okay. We have to nurture one another. We have to love each other, and we have to support one another, and also recognize that not everybody's going to be in that space. And that's okay. That's 100% okay. I feel like when we create boundaries, sometimes those boundaries become toxic because we don't really know what we're doing. And our mothers and our grandmothers were still struggling and struggled through to give us the space where we could explore this. My generation has definitely taken advantage of all of those benefits, and some of my generation hasn't bothered to do any of the work that is required to move us forward from those sacrifices. And I know that. Boy, do I know that. Because I've spent pretty much my entire life going, hello, wake up, hello, there's work to be done. And so what's amazing about all this is that I'm working with this next generation, my children's generation, and I'm doing a lot of work with them in things that my generation should have been working on, and they're ready now. So there's a lot of work to be done, and we need to rely on each other, and we need to really lean on each other and create that connection and that community. We cannot do it alone. We cannot do it alone. And you lovely men out there who are watching this, I haven't forgotten about you. You are beautiful, and you are loved, and you are nurtured and supported, and you have your power too. And then, and I say men and women, but then there is all of the variations of manifestation. And that comes in so many different ways. And everyone holds the power to connect into water, because we are not just 70% water by volume, we are 99% water by molecule. And every molecule in your body has to have water. And women guard the waters of life, but everybody who's been born has come through the womb of a mother, at least to date. That could change tomorrow, but as to date, every being, every human being that is on this planet right now has come through the magnificent beauty and magic and majesty of the waters of birth. So we are all connected to the waters of life. Women do have, and some women, based on genes and DNA and life paths and blueprints, some women have a special gift of resonating a little bit more with that. And we are all unique, and we are all special, and we all have a purpose. And sometimes you run across another person who has a purpose like yours. That means we need both of you. No one is better than another. We are all needed. So let the ego go. Let it go. We are all here for a reason. We are all needed. No one is extraneous. No one is extra. We are all needed, and we all need to sit in our light and connect into water. It's magic, and it's beautiful, and it's meaningful. So when you're getting irritated, and when you're getting frustrated with something, and you're getting overwhelmed, and you're really sad, and you get anxious, or whatever it is that's off, go get some water, charge it, sit with it. It doesn't take 5-10 minutes, but sit with the water and put that water in your body and allow your body to hold that vibration. Allow that vibration to fill you. You're putting water in your stomach, but in your mouth and your stomach, and you're putting it in your body. It turns and resonates into blood, and it goes into your brain and all of the cells in your fascial and your nervous system and your lymph system, your endocrine system. It's all connected. You need water to work, for your brain to work. I cannot tell you how many times I have somebody sit in a chair in front of me in a session and they are dehydrated and they wonder why their brain isn't working right. Or when I taught school, when I've taught anybody, I preach water all the time. I sound like a broken record. But when you're dehydrated, your brain doesn't work. When you're dehydrated and you're not, and especially if you're any kind of energy sensitive or sensitive person, if you're not getting the right kind of water, the right kind of charged water, your energy system knows it, and it's all connected. Your energy cannot flow and you cannot do energy work if you are not properly hydrated and charged water hydrated, connected with intention. You are a light being. You need charged water to make it all work. There is a reason that there are ceremonies that go, and on pretty much every indigenous culture has water ceremonies for a reason. They go back because our ancestors knew. Go back about 17 generations. They knew. Or less generations, they knew. 4, 5, 6, 7. When you're down, you're depressed, you're overwhelmed, you have anxiety, drink charged water. Take the time, take the moment, drink charged water. Pay attention to the world around you. The waters of your own consciousness need safeguarding. Each and every woman is important for her ability to hold the sacred water space. Each and every woman is vulnerable to exploitation and pure materialistic and toxic energy that separates us from truth. The purity of your truth and your connection to the divine woman is subtle and immensely powerful and can affect the change and ripples through the field out into the world. That purity of truth comes from deep connection and nourishment from the waters of life, from the potency of connection needed to make and protect the waters of life. When you become overwhelmed, confused, scattered with too many ideas, you need the spiritual cleansing of charged water and connection into the waters of life. You have that power. You don't need anybody else to do it for you. You need to do it for yourself. So that's what I got out of that card. I had an amazing day yesterday. It was very affirming. I didn't get a lot done, really. I had the Body Workers Connection meeting and nobody showed, but that's okay. I'm going to keep holding them. Community is important. Eventually people will start coming, and I know that. I think it just needs to ripple out. I need to be consistent. I need to hold that space. And if I hold that space and I'm there every 2 weeks, like clockwork, and I just keep putting flyers out and I keep telling people about it, people will come. And eventually, I don't think it'll be, maybe it won't need it to be every 2 weeks. Maybe I'm doing them too soon, too close together. But I know how people forget. And I know how busy our world is. And I know that from 1 week to the next, people forget. So I'm going to hold that space. I'm going to be there. And if people come, they come. If they don't come, that's okay too. I'm going to be there. It's important to hold that community space. Body workers have never had community in this area. And it needs to happen because there's too many that are struggling out there on their own, and they're run, and they don't have any energetic support for self-nurturing and self-care. And that's what this community, what I really, really want this community to be about is self-care and support and connection. And there isn't any. There is none. I talk to body workers all of the time in all different fields: chiropractic, acupuncture, massage, doctors. They're kind of out there all on their own. They don't have connection to each other unless it's a I really enjoyed the idea of Biz to Biz and Bozeman, but that can be pretty competitive. And this is different. This is community. So I'm going to be there. I'll be there on the 21st. And then we're going to go to a different every other 2 week because there's a holiday in there and I'm going to take a break. But anyway, you all have a beautiful day. And I will see you tomorrow in prayer. And Astra finally came over to say hi.